Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. So the other day we learned how to create a procedural guru donut in Blender using Sverchok. So the setup looks like this, and we're not gonna change anything from here. What I'm gonna do next is to kind of give you to share with you some kind of like a pipeline that you can use if you want to use this donut. You can imagine it like if you have like a donut factory and you want each donut to be kind of unique, and if you want to give like a set of donut, you need to kind of bake it out, currently the setup is that for every frames it's gonna generate a new donut, and every donut is unique, and I'm actually giving it a different color as well. I'm using animation nodes to do that. It's nothing too special. It's very basic. Basically, with animation nodes, it's very easy to access cycle materials and giving it a different color. So what I did here is for the sugar icing, I'm giving it like a random hue color, while for the bottom, for the donut itself, I'm giving it slightly different value. So there's like a donut with a slightly burned and some of them is a bit brighter. Okay, so that's the variations that I give to these donuts, and there are a few ways to do this. You can probably save it out as OBJ, but OBJ is kind of a bit old. I'm thinking maybe Collada DAE maybe works as well. Alembic, I have not tried Alembic, but I think Alembic is actually really good, because with Alembic, it's become like a very light and efficient. You can export it out as a single Alembic file. Inside the Alembic file, you can actually randomize each objects. They can have like different mesh data per frame, so that's kind of cool. I will try Alembic next time, but for now, I'll be like kind of thinking to save every blend file for every frame. I will save blend files and kind of using it as some kind of library or collection of blend files that I can use in another blend. So yeah, that's the idea. You can do this manually. I think 100 variations of donuts actually kind of enough, but I'm gonna use scripting to do that. So the other day I was kind of looking at a Blender scripting video from Blender Cloud, and I learned something a little bit. Maybe I can kind of use Python scripting to do this. This is a little bit like more like a kind of like a quickie kind of Python script. It's not like a super great script. It's just very simple. And yeah, what I did here, this is a simple script that I'm gonna use animation nodes to trigger this script. Basically, the idea here is that I'm gonna save a bunch of blend files into a folder. I call it Guru because this is a Guru donut. I was inspired by Mr. Guru Donut, Mr. Enterprise. I'm gonna delete all this blend for now. So that's all the donut variations. I'm gonna set my time frame to 100. So I will end up with 100 different donuts, each one slightly different. It's nothing too fancy, just a very simple donut. And this script, for every frame, it's gonna save it out. First of all, I need to also mention that this donut has two parts, and I already group it. So this donut already nice and grouped. In order to make every donut group to be more efficient, you probably want to name it per frame. For now, I just leave it as a group. You will see later when we use another blend file to lay out everything together. Let me explain the script a little bit. So this is a simple Python script. Simply get the frame number for every frame. It's gonna save the blend file using the frame number. This is just a simple naming. It's gonna be the main name is gonna be donut underscore frame number. Save into a folder named Guru in the drive E. I'm using the OS module to do that. And this is BPY operators to save the file, the current file as an specified name. So yeah, so that's pretty basic and simple. This script, I can just run it. If I run it just on that particular frame, this will spit out the donut as a blend file. You can see here. Maybe I can even look at it, the preview. Sometimes the preview actually show up. I can't remember. So you see, for every frame it's going to generate it. Don't worry about that for now. I will go back to compositing, go to animation nodes. Here I will create script node and kind of forcefully generate the donuts for every frame. This is what I did. I know that by setting it like this, it's gonna trigger for every frame change. So yeah, so I often do that. So now if I go to the frame 1 is already generating a donut for us. See, frame 1 and 38. Now all I need to do is kind of run it for 100 frames. This is actually saving it, saving the blend file for every frame. So kind of cool. You can look at a folder and then, oh, okay, it's generating all these blend files for you, for us. That's really powerful in Blender, really. In many 3D software, Python, if you have access to Python, it's going to be this powerful. So now we have, it says 101, actually goes a little bit more, but we have 100 donuts saved as blend file. The cool thing about blend file is that if we now kind of source it using another blend file, this is like an empty. I'll delete everything so we don't have anything in the scene. I'm gonna link, we can append or link. I'm gonna just use link and go into our folder. Where is the Guru Donut? Guru Donut. Okay, this is 100 blend files, and we need to access the group node. So all we need to do is that we can use this one level. So it's actually go one deep inside the blend file. And all we need to do is to find a group. And the group is actually, we can filter it out. If I'm not wrong, all we need to do is to filter out. Do you want the mesh data or do you want the kind of like the object grouping? So in order, for this one, we just need to have the group. So all I need to do is select the group. Must be a faster way to do this. We can actually filter by name as well, if I'm not wrong. You see the grouping is all the same name. In order to make this even better, maybe use different name. But I just link everything. You see, from 100 blend files, we can put everything together into this single file. I'm gonna switch to cycles and I'm gonna turn on the material so we can see all this different donuts color material. Okay, cool. Seems to be working. I'm gonna save this as a donut layout 001. Oops, there's already one with that name. I'm gonna increase it. So we have 100 donuts, and I'm gonna arrange this really quickly. I will be using maybe Sverchok to do that because I feel that Sverchok can be more expressive. Or if you're using animation nodes, that's fine as well. Animation nodes, you need to group list of objects. You group it first and then you bring it into animation nodes. With Sverchok, you just select the objects and then you can arrange it that way. So Sverchok, I have objects selected. They are all empty, but they are linking to the other blend files. So objects in, this guy, get selection, all is empty with the same name, and we just need to set it. Objects ID set. So bring in all the objects and then set it the delta location. Delta location is actually fine. Looks like we have 200 objects. We'll see what's going on, but that's fine. We're gonna use vector P, which is like a grid of points we can use for this guy. Just plug that in. Let's see the result. 5 by 5 by 5. Okay, we probably need more. Let's say 5 by 5, 25 times 4, 100. So now we have our donut arranged in the grid. remember that each donut is actually different, and then if you want an artist to go through each blend and then change it, you can still do that. I'm gonna save this first, turn on the texture or the material, I guess. Now we have the donuts being arranged. I don't know, maybe we have more donuts that we need than we have as an empty. Let me increase this more. Oh no, I think we have that's fine. 100 donuts. Yeah, what do I need to do more? Maybe turn on a light a little bit. The light doesn't quite work with this. I can probably render it out, but that's kind of optional. So this is what I want to show you. So this is one way you can approach the kind of having like some kind of procedural models that you can generate using Sverchok. Maybe you can also use animation nodes. You say for every generations that you can build like a different using different seed. For every frames, you can export it out as a different blend. And once it's become like a different blend, it's almost like a baked version of this donut. And then you can bring it into like a final master scene. So here you have like a donut factory. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool workflow. But like I said, you can probably also use Alembic. With Alembic, it's going to be a single file. The donut can be, for every frames, the donut can have different mesh data. And it's going to work anyway. And then you can randomize the Alembic using the modifier. So yeah, this is an idea. Let me know what you think. Maybe in the future we can also kind of like have like a character for every frame. You can generate a character like a creatures, and then maybe animate it slightly differently, ever so slightly, and then animate it. In this case, the empty maybe didn't do too much. It's just like this is like kind of like an instance, I believe. This guy is pointing at another blend. If you want to use like a particles and maybe like make like a 10,000 donuts, see, with 100 donuts, actually 128 donuts or even like 64 donuts, if you use that 64 variations for 10,000 donuts, it doesn't matter anymore. You look at it and okay, it's like there's a lot of donuts with different color and different slight variations. Your brain will think, okay, that's just a lot of donuts. Your brain don't care anymore. Each donut looks different anyway. If you rotate it slightly, you're gonna have like it looks very different to your eyes. It's very unlikely you look at it and hey, that's the same donut. Your brain just kind of accept it as multiple donuts. So here you go. This is how you make a factory like procedural guru donut. Like a factory of donut. And yeah, hopefully you like this one. Let me know what you think. Any feedback, suggestion, let me know. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.